Hey everyone, today we're going to discuss keyboard shortcuts in Adobe InDesign. I'm going to show you 10 of my favorites and 10 of my most commonly used InDesign keyboard shortcuts. In this tutorial, we're just going to work on a simple 5x7 postcard design, and we're going to work our way through these 10 shortcuts that'll help you save time when you're designing. So let's get started. I have here a 5x7 design postcard for a fictional retail store. I've already set up a second page here, so there you can see it. And let's go through these shortcuts together. First one I want to do is import a file. So the keyboard shortcut for that is Command D. To do that, just find your image or your file, and here it is here, main image. That's going to load up my cursor here, and now I can just drag out the size that I want. I'm going to start in the upper left hand corner of the margin and then click and drag. You can also hold shift if you want to make it completely square and make it maintain those proportions. So I'm going to just bring this part in. Okay, so that's the first one that we're going to do. So that's import file. Another way of doing that is just going to the properties panel, and what InDesign has done here is it's created an import file button just as fast as Command D. So either one works, but if you're looking for a keyboard shortcut, Command D is the way to go. So resizing an image. When you're resizing an image, you can click on the donut or the content grabber here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that content grabber, and normally you probably go here and start adjusting either one of these arrows for the width and height. I'm going to show you a quicker way using keyboard shortcuts is Option Command less than to decrease, greater than to increase. Okay, so that's a keyboard shortcut to resize within a image box. Okay, if I had the image selected and I didn't click the content grabber, what's going to happen if I do Option Command? It's going to actually change the entire frame and the image or content together. But in this case, I just want to change the size of it that way. So always click on the donut or content grabber and do it that way. Now, oftentimes, if you bring in an image and it's going to be way too big, let's say you didn't resize it in Photoshop for that specific frame that you've set up, click on the donut, and it's Shift Option Command C. That is fill frame proportionately. So if I right click and go to Fitting, Fill Frame Proportionately, that is the shortcut. And so this is a lot easier. So it's Shift Option Command C. Okay, so that will fit your content to the frame that you've created. Another way of doing that is Option Command X. And what Option Command X is the content aware fit that InDesign introduced a couple years back. And it's right here in my properties panel as well. So let me just do Control Z and then click that. And if I just click this icon here, Content Aware Fit, again, it's the same thing. So it's one-stop shopping. Either click that button or Option Command X. All right, so we've done that. I'm just going to increase the size of that just a bit and position it the way I want. So I'm just using my right and left arrow keys. Next up is bringing in the text. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my layers panel here. You can see I have my layer. I'm just going to drop that down. I'm going to lock that main image because I don't want to start moving that around as I'm designing. Okay, so this is for a retail store, and it's going to be a for sale or 50% off. And what I'm going to do first is let's bring in the text here, which will be 50% off. So let's bring that in first. Go to your type tool and just draw out a text frame, and let's do 50%. And let's highlight that. And the typeface or font that I'm using for this is called Moonstone Regular. This is kind of a display font, and I'm just gonna increase the size of that for now. Let's make it something like 70. Let's do 73 point. Okay. Put it there for now. Okay, so you saw what I did there when I scaled it up. That was another quick way of doing it, is holding Shift Command and dragging it in or out to scale it. If you want to increase or decrease the size of the text on the fly, hold Shift Command and less than, or Shift Command greater than. So I'll leave it at 73. If I want to make this left aligned, which it already is, I would do Shift Command L, Shift Command C to center, Shift Command R to right align. So this is useful if you have long or big bodies of text. Also Shift Command J will justify. So let's do that, and we want this to be Shift Command L for now is good. I'm going to create another text box here and just call this sale. And the other font that I'm using for this is Futura, and I believe I'm using Futura Light. Just going to double click that text frame, and I'm going to bring this to about right there. Okay, so 50% off sale. And let's just go ahead and hold down Option and drag out another copy here. I'm just going to grab some text from a file that I've already created here so I don't have to type it out again. I'm just going to paste it in this frame. And this is going to be 6 point. Enter. You can see it's rather small, and that's okay. Okay, a couple things to note here. When you're working with letter spacing, let me start up here first. So the next shortcut I'm going to show you is how to do letter spacing. So right here, let's just say I wanted to add some separation there between the 0 and the percentage sign. I'm just going to put my cursor right in between, hold my Option key and right arrow key just to bring that to the right a bit. Now, because this is a display or a script font, that doesn't look too bad, but if you wanted to do that, just to add some separation, hold down your Option key and then right arrow key, and hold down your Option key and left arrow key to bring it in. Okay, and same goes for if you wanted to, let's show you on sale here. I'm going to highlight that. So instead of putting your cursor in between a single character, highlight the whole thing, hold down Option and right arrow key to open that entire word up a bit. So that was tracking, this was kerning, and these can be done as well. If I highlight sale, so I've tracked it out to 100, and it does it in increments of 10. So the easier way, rather than going here to the VA and start adjusting that, is hold down Option and then use your right or left arrow key. And then same thing if you're kerning, put it in between two characters, and that one is right here. You see I've kerned it out to 40, 60, back to 40, okay? That's simple. Option, right or left arrow key. Shortcut for leading. So let's just say I want to increase the line spacing in this paragraph here. I would highlight the entire thing and then hold down Option, so it's the same technique. Hold down Option and click your down arrow, and you can see it does it in increments of 2. Okay. So up to decrease, down to increase. And so that's kerning, which can be done right here. Right now I have it at 9.2, so if I highlight it and I make it 9.5 with a 6 point size and text, and let's just say I wanted to adjust this part here, the middle line, and not all of them together. That's right here, baseline shift. Right now it's set to 0. See if I increase it, 1 point, 2 point, it's only moving that middle line. The shortcut for that is Shift Option up arrow or down arrow, okay? Oftentimes you're gonna wanna move the middle line and not all the lines together if you wanna just kind of nudge something up to maybe get a line off a descender off a letter. So that's how you would do a baseline shift. That is quite a lot, so I'm just gonna make it 9 maybe, or maybe 8.5. Something like that works. So I'm just gonna do a period there and good. Just gonna bring this down and say sale ends on July 21st, 2020. Let's make this uppercase. There's another shortcut key that I did. So if I wanted to make this uppercase, I could highlight it and go up here to up all caps, or I could do Shift Command K. Okay. And then Shift Command R to make it right justified. And I'm just going to change that text. I'm going to make it 5 point and maybe something a little bit bolder. So you notice I'm doing this a lot quicker because I'm including these let's do book maybe. I'm including these shortcuts into my workflow, which is saving me time. I mean, if you're doing things long form, that's okay too if you're more comfortable that way. I think introducing things like this will help you work more efficiently. So let's just do the quick logo, Pompeii. And it's Futura. I think I used medium for this. And I'm going to track it out. So I'm holding Option, right arrow key. Let's do about 200. That looks good. Okay, do that. I'm going to go to my rectangle frame tool and hold it down until you get the fly out. I'm going to get the ellipse tool and just draw out a small circle here. I'm going to give it a black fill. And that leads me to my next shortcut key. So if you have a fill and you quickly want to toggle it to a stroke, Shift X, Shift X, Shift X. That will save you time rather than going to fill and then going up and adjusting the fill and stroke this way, or going to your toolbar here and clicking the reverse panel here to reverse them that way. See right here in my left-hand corner? Shift X is better, so I do want a black fill there. I'm just going to hold my Option key and drag out another copy there. So I have this here. I'm going to collect both of them, Control C, Control V, line them up together. And this is optional, I'm just doing this for, I'm going to rotate them. I'm going to highlight them together, go up to Object, Pathfinder, Exclude Overlap, and you get a cool shape like this that can become kind of like an emblem to your logo. And again, that's just something that's optional to do. It's not necessary for this tutorial, but I figure why not, right? Make it as realistic as possible. Okay, so next up is arrange objects. What I want to do here is, right now, I basically have my photo, I've put in my text and other items. Just move that down a bit. I want to add a background to this. So what I'm going to do now is go back to my rectangle frame tool. And I'm going to start in the upper left-hand corner, go all the way to cover the entire postcard. And I'm going to give this a fill that I've created. It's called Postcard Blue. Now, we all know, or you should know, how to object arrange. You can right click, go to Arrange, Send to Back. Okay, you could do that. Or you could do Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Or you could just do Shift, square bracket. I'm sorry, Shift Command square bracket will send it all the way to the back. If you want to do send backward, it's Command square bracket. And you can see it's doing it one at a time. But if you want to do right to the back, Shift Command square bracket. If you want to bring it all the way to the front, it's square bracket to the right of it. So use your square brackets to go back and forth. Okay. I'm just going to make these the blue that I created here. So there you go. You have a quick. This would need some tailoring and some fine tuning, but you already have a good setup here just by using the shortcuts to kind of guide you. Now this last shortcut that I wanted to show you, I'm just going to highlight this. Let's just do this. I'm going to highlight those. I'm going to do Command C. Let's create another page here. Okay, I'm going to grab let's grab the logo. I'm going to group that, and let's grab that's locked. That's the problem. I'm going to click on the image, hold my Shift key and click on the logo. I'm going to do Command C to copy. I'm going to go to my third page here, and I'm going to edit, paste in place. And you can see now all that is paste in place. I guess I should show you the shortcut for that. Shift Option Command V. So Shift Option Command V is the shortcut for edit, paste in place. So that's another useful one because I'm just going to do Arrange Command, bring that back. Good. Shift Option Command V as in Victor will paste something from one layout onto the other layout, and it'll put it in its exact place. So let me delete that logo for a sec. Click Pompeii, Command C, go to page 3, Shift Option Command V. You notice it pastes it right in that place. Okay? So those are 10 of my favorite shortcuts that I use commonly in InDesign, and I hope you incorporate them into your workflow, because I promise you they will help you as you're working, and it's all muscle memory from there. Once you start doing them, it'll become part of your regular workflow and routine. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you use these shortcuts, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye now.